Good morning, my people. Hate to beat a dead horse, but more info just keeps coming out with the fires over there in California. I tell you, some things you wonder, how is that possible? I was watching The Blaze with old Glenn Beck, former Fox personality host, and he he was talking about how Gavin Newsom was on a newscast and said how he had reached out to the White House for generators because one of the reasons, I guess, that the fire hydrants failed was because of pressure. The question becomes, how do you not have a generator? How? Dude, if you lose your power, there's a blackout, which happens. You don't have no generators to run the water to folks in an emergency like that, to the hydrants. You don't have no generator? Dude, thanks to Rick and my younger sister, because we take care of our mom and she's of a certain age. We had a storm and my brother-in-law Rick sent us, guess what, a generator. We have one right now in the garage for just in case. How could you not have a generator? That's just baffling. Totally baffling. I tell you what, then it breaks. I heard this came out a couple of days ago. The state has sold 61% of the rights to the water to this couple that deals, they're in the nut industry like pistachios and things like that. 61% of your water. Behind closed doors, yo. Nobody knew this. There is as to what I heard so far, people got into a back room that consisted of company owners and people from the waterworks department from California. They got into a room. There was supposedly nobody from the state. See, because the way they do it is like this. The government passes it on to other people, so it doesn't trace back to them. In this case, it was those folks from that department, the waterworks department. Then when you question them, well, we have nothing to do with that. It's called the Monterey Plus agreement or amendment. I don't think it was an amendment, but it's something to that effect. No voting on it, no nothing. And people getting paid. The Panama Canal, have you noticed? After Trump made the announcement about the Chinese, how they control the Panama Canal, and After that, it went silent because both Democrat and Republicans were involved in that. I just hope that they blow the lid off so that we could find out everybody, Republicans, Democrats, whoever. And we should want that to happen from both sides. We should want that to happen. So with California, and I know people don't want to hear this, but in the future, there's gonna be studies done on this. It's gonna, the college kids, the papers, they're gonna write over this. There's a lot here. This is what it truly looks like when your government sells you out to private companies. This is what you get. This is what you get. And on another post I was writing, I spoke on how there was this area that they showed, and the roads were winding down the hills, and I'm thinking, wow, how beautiful that is. The only problem is the road seems so small that if two cars were going in opposite direction, one seemingly would have to darn near jump on the curve so the other one could pass. So when they're talking about an evacuation plan, like I said before, the evacuation plan is get off the hill, yo. Because how much is it that you could do there? They have these helicopters that they're borrowing from Canada. These helicopters go on a body of water, scoop the water up, and they go and drop it. Now, California, for years, we've been told that if California were to be a country, it would have the fifth biggest the economy in the world. That statement, every time I've heard it and I paid attention, my first question, well, is it because they're tied to the U.S. and that's why they have the economy that they have? And if so, let me ask you this. If it's, again, I'm sure there's answers. I'm not coming across all smug. I really don't know. But if you have that type of economy, I'm sure there's an answer. Then why such a need for tax money from the federal government? Let me ask you this. I'm one that's all for helping people to rebuild their lives. I'm all for that. Right? But if you're going to use taxpayer money from other states, it's only fair that recommendations be made, and some of those recommendations be followed and actually carried out. Not like the last time when Trump and old boy got together, the governor. I'm sure while Trump was saying all of that about they need to do this to the forest and the trees, guys, I'm sure that dude was like, yeah, right, okay, yeah, we're gonna do that. But then say was like, yeah, right, because he didn't do none of it. Actually, he didn't do nothing. And there they are. And of course, the rich, they could afford the $2,400 an hour for a private fire department. And the sad thing is, it's still going. I was sitting watching this morning, and I saw this pocket of fire, and I was just thinking, oh my gosh. And you could see the neighborhood was probably about 100 yards away, the beginning of another neighborhood, the edge. And I thought, man, if that flame jumps over, we don't know what's going to become of all this. But like I said, we just keep praying. Pray for our leaders, no matter who they are. It could be the Democrat, it could be the governor from California. Pray that God will give them the wisdom, the heart for people. Cause that Newsom dude, I'm sorry to say, when you watch him on the news and he's doing an interview, he straight sounds and looks like a politician. Every bit of him. And when you hear him talk and you really pay attention, at the end of it all, he says nothing. He says, there was that lady, and this is on TV. If you Google, I'm sure this might come up. When the lady approached him, and he said, I am literally on the phone with the president right now. And when the lady asks, let me hear it all, I want to. There's no service. A second ago, you were just telling that lady how you were on the phone with the president. And when she says, let me talk to him, or let me hear it, I've been trying to get service. He was having this other interview. The dude asked him, they were talking about the water, whatever that's called, where they store the water. Newsom was going on about how they were fooled, and oh boy, says, how about the storage facility, for lack of a better term, because that escapes me. How about that? Oh yeah, that's why I'm setting off an investigation. Literally a second before, how they were all full, everything was cool. Oh boy asked him, well, how about this one? Oh yeah, well that one, that's why we're having an investigation. My man. And the crazy thing is, they just had an election not that long ago for governor, and that dude won second term. He was lieutenant governor. He was mayor. Oh boy, he was mayor of San Francisco. Oh boy, had an affair with his campaign manager. Yeah, that came out. And they still vote for these people, yo. They still vote for them. Anyway, God bless, guys. Have a great day. Have a great day.